Hi, Gemini. So let's see what's going on for you in love with Venus and Aries. And actually, I'm just going to look through May and tell you what's coming up in love since, we're here. Might as well do that. And yeah, I knew as soon as I saw that I forgot Gemini, I would have to redo it because Gemini is literally my most followed sign. So, I mean, that would be crazy if I didn't do Gemini. Okay, so with Venus and Aries, this is lightening up a really fun area of your life. The 11th house, this is all about networking. This is about hanging out with friends. This is kind of going out with groups, maybe to events and stuff, and meeting different people and having, a really good time. And with Neptune here, it's kind of, we're getting a sense of this whole new magical elevation of, all of the things friends, networking, when it comes to your hopes and your dreams and your wishes too, you can really receive a lot of just downloads because I always associate the 11th house with connecting, with higher dimensions psychically too. So that's definitely possible. You could get, just a lot of inspiration to go hang out with, a completely different group or, completely different people and just see where it takes you, in a very magical way. It is important to keep your vibes high. With Neptune in the 11th, with dealing with friendships and everything, because you can have some sort of haziness at the same time, but as long as you, really be, really stay high vibe and spiritual friends are going to be your, best friend or artistic friends, people into altruism, like, into helping humanity. Um, Stuff like that. Neptune is all about compassion and empathy, or art, or music, or movies. And that would be a very high vibe way of connecting with friends with Neptune in the 11th now. And, there's going to be a healing moment. So let's actually, yeah, let's just go through, May and I'll tell you what's going on. So yeah, high vibe, like right now, the beginning of May, like really like dreamy, really like just feeling connected. You can feel the oneness and everything with friendships. And then with Venus, that's going to be sextiling Pluto. That's kind of like there can be power with connecting with different people and maybe evolving your belief system, maybe where you were capped before when it comes to your beliefs about the world, you can actually have a powerful evolution with expanding your worldview and not be stuck in one way of looking at politics or religion or a way that a country thinks and stuff like that. Because with Neptune in the 11th house, it's just going to be able to see the highest vibe is, being able to connect to the oneness of humanity in general. That's yeah, you'll find more flexibility. You'll find more ways to connect with, you know, different people or different opportunities that can elevate you to your hopes and dreams a lot easier in a much random mystical way. So yeah, that's really powerful. And you could even have like talks with a certain friend with a completely different set of beliefs, and maybe it makes you evolve the way you look at things spiritually, or just your beliefs about the way the world works. And I love how Jupiter, which rules your seventh house, isn't really, making any harsh aspects, this entire month. But I will say, Mercury is, for a little bit. So Mercury is going to be conjuncting Chiron. Mercury rules you. So Mercury conjunct Chiron, on the 6th, on the 7th, there might be a healing moment, when it comes to friendships. There can be communication coming in, just information coming in. This can make you, just have a healing moment so you can be more empowered. And also, maybe this is a healing moment to see how you can achieve more of your hopes and dreams in a more empowering way, and, deciding where you could possibly like move next, or where, you can, kind of embrace another opportunity. Because in Gene Keys, this area of life is all about awakening. You might just get sudden insight because it's connecting the money gate actually. So you could really receive a really good idea to make a lot of money. But it can totally, yeah, good idea to make money, but it's also majorly the gate that's connecting the material in the spiritual. So you could get some sudden insight just from your higher self and be like, oh, this is the breakthrough that I needed to achieve the things that I wanted to achieve. And, kind of go from there. But on towards the 11th, Mercury is going to be squaring Pluto. And with this, with this full moon in Scorpio, there's a major way that you're going to be able to kind of like go through some sort of transformation, maybe with something that was hidden that you really didn't see about the world. It can be secrets coming to light. It can be some sort of information coming to light. The 12th house is your blind spot. So you're kind of going into your subconscious and limiting beliefs and looking back at the past and, having much more of an internal time. But with this square to Pluto, like you can really release something when it comes to, a belief set. You can have some sort of evolution and it might be a little intense. This full moon in Scorpio, maybe you're realizing how much harder you've been working. And, if you just release this limiting belief, there's a way that you can achieve your abundance that is much more fulfilling to you, that, you can, just be more powerful with powerful beliefs. But the Scorpio full moon, it is all, it's emotional. You're going to be feeling your emotions. And you could be holding on to some sort of resentment or some sort of shame or some sort of, Scorpio is just all the yucky, gross feelings that we hold like deep within our body that we need to release. Like it could be a grudge, jealousy, shame, guilt, like all those nasty, like, feelings that just like, ejects out of you and rises to the surface and you feel it and you're like, okay, it's time to release that. And maybe you have some sort of, healing communication with somebody, this overall, once this does come up, even if it might not feel good, it can be, really powerful for transformation. And it is kind of like releasing karma, because the 12th house is where you're really getting in touch with your deeper soulful essence. And then the 6th house is where you're releasing karma, actually, because the 6th house is all about how you structure your everyday life. And, basically it kind of sets you up for the opportunities that you can't even receive because it's the work and the grind that you feel like you have to do. But if you have these powerful, transformative beliefs about how the world actually works and how spiritually and energetically we're all connected, this area of life can actually get a lot lighter. It can elevate. So you connect more so to the energetics of things versus just like feeling like you need to trudge through life and just just take on the work, take on the grind, take on the heavy responsibilities that aren't even yours, because the 6th house, especially probably with Scorpio ruling the 6th house, like I can see you taking on all the work very easily, and that could probably be a major issue. Like instead of piling everyone else's work onto you, you got to realize like, maybe it's time to have that conversation and, really release some of this. So 6th house is work, responsibilities, your daily life and your routines and your health and, health, diet, exercise. So the way you actually end up taking care of yourself too. So just be mindful of that. But meanwhile, Jupiter's still here, like, just kind of not too affected. So, and, relationships are still coming to you. So I don't see how that, affects you too much relationally. It's just like more releasing of subconscious blocks so you have more flexibility in the future. A lot lighter later in the month though, because we get to this Venus and Mars are trining the whole time. So this is really, passionate and fun and exciting. And, it's going to make you want to be social and connect with friends. And you can meet somebody very special while you're out with friends. And easily like date them, especially since Venus is going to start to make a sextile to Jupiter. So it's like more fiery, more fire and air, fiery, fun, banter, playful, light, like not too deep or anything. And yeah, you're going to be feeling pretty confident, pretty charismatic with Mars in the third house, wanting to, be a little bit more active in your everyday life and, connect and communicate and, have a good time. So I really like just Venus trine Mars the entire time. It makes work better since Mars rules your sixth house. And, it's a little bit more bravado and, having fun and just connecting. It's all about your heart and your creativity and your passion and getting into your inner child. And yeah, fifth Venus rules your fifth house too, so that just makes that, a little bit more boastful. You could just be feeling very fun and flirty and charismatic. And then also Venus also rules, your 12th house too. So this is kind of like very healing in general with, just releasing um any subconscious blocks just by being more bold and more, having a little bit more fun. But, Mercury is in the 12th house this whole time, but it seems like, there's a way maybe you're just connecting online or connecting with close friends that, you're kind of having fun anyway, later in the month, especially when Mercury goes into your first house, which Mercury, gets in there really, really fast. And there's, yeah, on the 25th, pretty much, 26, and then the full moon in Gemini in your, or new moon in Gemini in your sign, this is very powerful. So maybe where there was some discord before, there's actually a powerful new beginning with you and, your mindset and the way that you view the world and the way that you're connecting to your vision and what you can really accomplish. Because the ninth house is all about your vision and, you got to have your vision and the belief set about that vision that you can do it to, be very powerful with, going after your manifestations. And, this is just a powerful new beginning. So you can step more so into your highest self and that highest version of yourself to be the person that you need to be to attract all the things to you, because it is more so about attracting everything to you instead of going after it. That is a common mistake with the law of attraction. It's like where we can we like are attracting constantly, and everything that we attract to us is good for us, even if it's a bad situation. It's all about resolving the karma so we respond to certain things in a better way, so we get the higher and lighter and raise our vibration. And it's also about summoning that feeling inside of us. Like if we want something, what do we think that thing will give us, feelings wise? So we really have to tune into like ourselves and summon that feeling first. And then that, whatever we want outside of us comes to us a lot easier, like with a lot less resistance. So that's what everyone means when it's like, as within, so without, and you already have it and all of that. So make sure with this new moon, you're definitely manifesting and you're connecting to that feeling of, whatever that thing will give you, like that you want outside of you. It could be a relationship. You want to feel more love for yourself and just more love. And, or it could be money. You want to feel that feeling inside of you of that same, think back to when you got a massive amount of money and how it made you feel. Really connect to that feeling so you can manifest that into your life. If you want to feel more fun and more freedom, like really start doing the things and embodying your higher self now to go feel more fun and go feel more freedom right now. Go like show people more love, go show, the more you give back too, that's creating like good karma with that energy that you will get back. So that's, very, very powerful new moon for you guys. And I'm so glad I'm, doing this for you. I don't know if I'll do this for the rest of the signs, but I'm glad I'm doing this for you guys. And it's also, yeah, you can easily attract, a significant relationship to you because Jupiter is in your first house. So, that is, just manifesting that person straight into your life, and, following more of your instincts with where you can possibly go to, meet somebody. But yeah, easily you can meet somebody just online or out and about in the community, just in your everyday life. With Jupiter, that's going to be moving into your second house soon. You're going to be able to meet somebody at work. So yeah, just kind of do what you love. And I think you can meet somebody, very special. And there's also Venus or Mercury Cazimi happening. So, and then of course, Mercury kind of conjunct Uranus. Well, that's like a breakthrough of where you were holding yourself back. But okay, anyway. So yeah, so at the very end of the month, there's kind of a light bulb moment with maybe how you can embody more of that bigger identity of yourself. This is the first house is your avatar. So how can you step in? How can you show up and show out in the world? Do you want to make over? Do you want to, you know, do you want to, just kind of radiate more of yourself? Do you want to, express more? How to, like, I kind of like identity work with, how do people talk about you? There's so many things with identity work that I know. I think I'm going to kind of make something about it. Um, just do identity work and all of that. So, because this is kind of the most important house with making all your manifestations come true. And so really do that. And you can have a light bulb moment with just how you can show up out in the world in a, way that's more aligned so you can attract everything that you want to receive. And it's also maybe a light bulb moment with home, family, foundation. Maybe you're deciding you want to move somewhere. Maybe you're deciding to have a conversation with some sort of family member to clear things up. But yeah, I love how, Jupiter's here this whole time. So when your whole house is activated, you can easily meet somebody. So let's see, um, what's going on with you and your person. My cat Daniel is being so crazy right now. He's like, he went on the roof and now he's down there. And now he's just like meowing outside of this, the window. And yeah. So yeah, the whole month just be very open to whoever comes your way, because you never know, and you never know even who you can meet that can, take you to where you're supposed to be to like really be open to love. Yeah, the engineer came out and it came out reversed. So you need to be a little less logical right now with the North Node in Pisces in your 10th house. You really got to listen to your intuition and your higher self, and you got to go with the flow and be very flexible. And yeah, your significant other is showing up as the Samaritan. So the Samaritan is refines your capacity to help those that you would prefer to ignore. Somebody that's that reminds me of very Aquarius energy, or just wanting to help everybody out and connect with everybody and uplift everybody. So yeah, there might be somebody coming into your life that's just, maybe even paying a little bit more attention to the group and everything, but this is just kind of emphasizing more that you can meet them through a group. But engineer ability to give energy, a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. So you might, be in a situation where you're fixing something for somebody, and this is where you meet them. But we're talking about a specific person here. So let's see, messages from your person. What is the energies? Oops, it's not right by the microphone. And work should be going smoother too, since, Jupiter's not really making any major harsh aspects this month. Okay, so some sort of I think you are on guard, and they're trying to come towards you with a message of love. And I don't know if you're not receiving it because you've been kind of blocking it off, or you have some sort of belief that about this person where it's like automatically no or something like that. But that can totally be a thing. And you're definitely looking at where time and energy was wasted with this person, where and they're seeing they're they're having some sort of change with their beliefs about what a long-term foundation, you know, what a long-term foundation should look like. So they're releasing some sort of traditions, some sort of family issues, some sort of heaviness. So yeah, there's kind of a disconnect here. It's like, yeah, they want to come forward, from the heart, but I don't know if they don't know how or they're just withholding it for whatever reason. And you're coming out like you're kind of on guard. You're not really opening up your heart, but you're going to get everywhere that you're supposed to be with having a wide open heart right now. With North Node in Pisces, you want to be very compassionate. You want to be very forgiving. Um, you want to be very open, just like having that unconditional love. And the more that you can be in your heart and raise your frequency, and, the higher relationships that you're going to attract overall. So it's not worth, blocking somebody off or, in any way, because that's still, acting out of fear, and that's acting out of lack in like protection, when you can just have an open heart and just kind of attract, like, know that whoever's coming in is ultimately, for your benefit. So you're also looking at where, yeah, time and energy was wasted. But if you're feeling, it's not helpful to anybody, to feel like where time and energy was wasted, because everything kind of happens for a reason. And maybe you're not seeing the groundedness of this connection and where you can really move forward. But it just looks like, yeah, let's see a little bit more. Wait, let me ask a question. What is the outcome? What is the outcome? Okay, yeah. It seems like they're kind of dealing with some sort of heaviness, and they weren't spending their time and their energy in the right place. The Empress came out reversed, so it's like something where they thought something was valuable but it wasn't. And they made a judgment call too soon, like things were really hazy. With Mercury, that was just over, this Pisces chaos, and then the Aries, like Neptune chaos, like things were just hazy. There could have been a ton of miscommunication and a ton of just like not seeing eye to eye, but there is a way to work together. There is a way to kind of collaborate and see each other's sides in a more practical way moving forward. And it does have to do with releasing karma. The Devil came out reversed, so releasing some sort of attachment or relationship or belief or certain way somebody approaches relationships, to really be able to move forward in a more collaborative way. And what's going to fix this issue is, yeah, the Queen of Cups is, coming to this situation with, a wide open heart, like lots of love, lots of compassion, lots of empathy, because it's not easy to release, a really heavy, dense tradition. And it looks like that's kind of what your person's doing with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, releasing some sort of family issue, some sort of big cycle like that, some sort of, it could be a belief or a material thing, maybe ending a big chapter with what was once their stability. But this is a 9-year. We're all letting go of, big things in a big way so we can like move into the new. So let me see. What else is the energy in between you guys? Yeah, you're releasing something with this too that was holding you back, something that you kind of needed to face when it comes to relationships. Um, so you, because maybe you were kind of doing too much in the relationship, or maybe there was just some sort of cycle that you needed to learn when it comes to this connection. Past life connections, so major deja vu moments. That makes sense with Mercury that was going over all this Pisces stuff, like needing to wash away the heaviest karma in those old cycles so you can really free yourself. But this was a major karmic lesson to release you. So you stop repeating this pattern in relationships. And it curse came out reverse. I don't know. I mean, there is like I don't know if there's such a thing as curses that really go through like our lives. Um, but I know there is heavy, heavy karma that can really stop us from getting what we want in life, Like it can stop us from getting love. It can stop us from receiving money. It can stop us from, so many things. So this is like something really heavy when it comes to relationships that's actually being released. And it looks like your person is actually stepping into divine masculine energy. So, yang energy, masculine energy. And I think, with the Empress that came out reverse, somebody needs to start getting into receiving mode more so. It's all about energetically connecting to everything that you have inside of you first, instead of needing to know what's going on outside of you. So you can if you do want a strong masculine energy, so you can be magnetic. And the more that you surrender into your feminine energy and get comfortable with that, because that is especially because most people in society don't know how to do that. And we're learning, including me. It took a lot, like, for me to really learn how to get into feminine energy, because it is a rare energy that we actually do need a lot more of. So we can move forward in, relationships in a better way. So if you're the masculine, pump up that divine masculine energy, open up your heart, release any past cycles so you can approach this in a better way moving forward. Just know this is great because something was being released. And then, yeah, if you're feminine, get into your divine feminine energy. And surrender to the best possible relationship that can come your way, because that's just going to happen with Jupiter in your first house. So as long as you're kind of releasing any beliefs in negativity that is making you be like, oh, this was a wasted time, when it wasn't. Like you released something really heavy here that needed to go. And it'll you're freeing yourself massively to receive a higher vibrational relationship. Because, yeah, you're getting ready to have a lot of different relationships with Uranus entering your first house. And I think that's when also a really strong, powerful connection can come your way. And that happens in June, I think. How did I forget? How did I forget? Uh-oh. Okay, no, it happens a little bit later in July. So yeah, things might get dislodged in your 12th house, but you're ending the past in such a huge way. So you have that freedom to have everything that you want, the love, the relationships, the money, the stability, everything. So you can be a magnet, like, because Uranus is major manifestation energy. That is like you're you're attracting random things into your life, and it could be a random interest that you go after, but it could be a random person that comes into your life, or a random opportunity. And it really just opens up your world in a whole new way. And I love Uranus, after having it with all my Taurus. But yeah, it's embracing the freedom and the new and the excitement. And that's how you can kind of get ready for it. Okay. So let's see, any other messages from your person? I hope this wasn't too long. Probably was a little long. I'm caught up in a karmic relationship. Yeah. Your person is caught up in heavy, dense karma. You're worth More to me than I let on. Okay, so this person might be in your life, but they're like helping other people, and they're not showing you their full affection right now. But like, yeah, you showing your full affection and going, opening up your heart and knowing that the best connection is coming your way. Even if you don't know them, the best connection is coming your way. They just can't yet for whatever reason. Okay, thank you so much, Gemini. Let me know if you like this. And if you have other signs or you're cross watching, let me know if I should do the other signs too.